Hey folks, MJB here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of my crypto news, where I cover news, topics, and events in the crypto world that I find are most relevant that you would like to know about and stay informed of. I've got a whole lot to get to. There's a lot going on, so I'd like to quickly zip through this. But first, please click that like, that's the thumbs up. And please subscribe if you're currently not a subscriber. I've reached a milestone of 200 subscribers. I'm going to continue to try and grow. As you know, I like to try to help people, provide information, news, strategy, point out things you didn't know about. So please be sure to watch my prior news updates because I do cover other topics. Also, check out my prior videos because there's a lot of information in there that you may find useful regarding that particular topic. Please note, again, don't invest any monies in crypto that you can't afford to lose. Only use risk capital. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm just simply sharing my opinions. Here we go. First, and in no particular order, because I got a lot to get to. If you watch my prior news report a couple days ago, the European Union had that vote on that crypto bill that they recently submitted, and the preliminary framework was adopted. I think the vote was 566 out of 705, so that's a pretty good amount in favor of the bill. And this bill, there's a lot of good features to it. It's going to prevent money laundering. Questionable transactions will be blocked. Um, Simplified tax treatment. What is considered a taxable event? Make sure that stable coins are properly backed. These are all great things, and we need it in the industry, in the crypto world, in the industry. But what I don't like is that digital assets can be traceable. And that also is bad because that hinges on our privacy. And that's also something that crypto is very fond of, is privacy. And so there's a lot of good features to this bill, but the tracing digital assets regarding privacy is not good. So it's a give and take. I guess there's going to be a final vote for the final ratification before it actually becomes law, which could be implemented beginning in 2024. So again, the good thing about this is because there's a lot of retail money waiting on the sidelines that want to participate in crypto, but they can't because regulation is not laid out. The bad thing, like I said, is traceable assets, and are they going to beat down on algorithmic stablecoins? There are some out there. There are some that are pretty good, but they may hold those back, and that could be a bad thing for those. But overall, I think it's a good thing. Next thing, this Thursday here in the United States is going to be the new consumer price index, and inflation data is going to come out. And that could lead to bearish or bullish reactions. I'm just pointing it out. Plan accordingly, however you want to, may take advantage of it one way or another. But I'm just pointing it out that's going to happen this Thursday. Let's see what else I got in my notes. Binance, huge crypto participant, partnered with crypto air tickets. And so this allows users to purchase airplane tickets via the Binance Pay function. I'm just pointing this out because this is just one more adoption showing how crypto is mainstream. Now you can buy your airfare with crypto assets. What else do I got on my list here? Let's see here. How about another idea about how I feel how showing that crypto is becoming mainstream? Brazil, they're saying that now approximately 8% of the entire population owns crypto. That's fantastic. That's humongous. Crypto.com, Coinbase, Binance, they're all soaring in Brazil. And they're also mentioning that over 12,000 plus companies in Brazil actually have crypto holdings. So again, this is just another sign how we're showing how adoption is certainly increasing, and that can only be a good thing. What else? Fantium, Fantium platform. Fantium platform. They're now going to be using NFTs to finance athletes. And let me explain what that means. So you're basically betting on that particular athlete to succeed, by backing him. So you would own this NFT, which is basically your share in the profits and earnings, sponsorship money, things like that. You're basically owning your piece of that athlete and a share of whatever he makes. And I think this is interesting. I golf. As you may be able to tell by some of my golf hats that I wear, I golf. And I follow golf, and I follow some of the golfers. And there was a golfer named Zach Johnson here in the United States, and he was from like Iowa or something, which is basically nowhere in the United States. But I remember a lot of the stories when he first broke out years ago, because he was backed by family and friends that owned a piece of him. They owned a share of whatever he made. And initially in the golf minor leagues, you had to travel, pay for hotel fare, pay for entry fees. It costs a lot of money to travel and incur all those costs to play in these mini tour tournaments. Well, they all backed him, but they also owned a share of whatever he made. And I don't remember what the percentages were. It turns out he made it because, as you may know, he ended up winning. I think he won the Masters, and he ended up being very, very successful. And so those people that backed him early on, they certainly made out because they got a piece of all those winnings too. So that's what this is kind of like. You're going to be able to back whatever athlete you choose that's participating in this program, and then you will then enjoy your share of the profits from sponsorship, earnings, prize money, things like that. I just think it's a pretty cool idea. Again, more adoption. It's a pretty cool thing. If you want to check it out, Fantium platform is where that's at. Next thing, really quick. Google is going to start accepting crypto payments for certain services, including cloud services. And this is going to be enabled by integrating the Coinbase Commerce Service, which involves moving data to Google from Amazon. I think this is great news. Again, it shows how this is becoming more mainstream. This platform is going to be hopeful in 2023. So it's coming, and there's nothing bigger than Google, as you know. So another fantastic piece of news. What else do we got here? Let me see here. Now let's get to some of the bad news. Yield nodes. I don't even want to explain what it is. I don't want to get into it. But if you know about yield nodes, and I was going to get into this. The main thing you wanted to do is you could use your Bitcoin to submit to then earn yield off it. And I don't want to explain all the details, but I was going to do it, but I've been waiting for the price of Bitcoin to go down so then I could buy some and then throw it into this. I'm so glad I did. And I even got approved, sent in all the information to open an account, the whole shebang. They recently just suspended withdrawals of all yield, and they've locked deposits. So you can't even remove your principal. And this is going to evidently be in place until the fourth quarter 2023. This is not good. So this is what they're saying, is that they're in transition and they're going to restructure into Yield Nodes Pro, whatever the hell that means. So, and this site's been going for several years. It's not like they've been going for a few months and now they're locking down. This has been going for, I think, 3 years now. I had heard a lot about it. I even remember that they even had a program where you can go to their facility and you can actually do, your own audit if you wanted of everything. They would show you the books. You could do your own audit. I remember a popular YouTuber who I'm not going to mention had gone and did the audit, and he gave it the thumbs up and said, "This looks fantastic," the whole bit. And now they've locked your principal for at least a year and 3 months or whatever. You can't get your money out, and now you have to hold tight and hope that this transition to Yield Nodes Pro works out. If I were you, I would not get into this. Like I said, I was waiting on the sideline to maybe get in if Bitcoin got low so I could deposit my Bitcoin, and heck no, I'm staying away from this thing. Just pointing it out to you folks. What else? Safuu. I've mentioned Safuu a couple of times. They're going to have their sacrifice on October 20th. Safuu is out, but you could sacrifice for Safuu X, which is going to be the blockchain, which is going to be coming out early next year. They recently had their Dubai Crypto Expo, which went okay, I guess. But what recently happened is that the price has just plummeted. And I'm looking going, why has this dropped so much? Well, one of the big reasons it dropped was because of a posting on CoinGecko that said something like this. It said, "We have received allegations that Safuu is connected to Fitrova and Clever DeFi, both which have been abandoned. Proceed with caution." Uh-oh. So, of course, the price just got hammered and just plummeted by like 50%. Then I read that on PancakeSwap, they've been selling their ownership of Safuu because they know that it's going to be converted into Safuu X it's coming up. So they've been selling their shares too. So that in combination with this posting on CoinGecko has been really bad. So tread lightly is what I'm telling you. Certainly if you want to sacrifice for this, go for it. Not financial advice. Obviously you assume the risk there. Blockchain could be very successful next year, but certain pieces of news like this are not good. I'm just bringing it to your attention. I like Safuu. I had liked Safuu, but now I'm turning skeptical of it. So tread lightly is what I'm telling you. What else do I got in my notes here? The BNB pot. As you know, I love PulsePot. The BNB version of it is BNBP. That's going to be going not live. The games, at least one of the games is going to be going live here on Tuesday the 18th. So I want to point that out again to you. Be aware of that. The price of the token is still on the lower side. I think it's going to be going much higher when these games launch. So certainly do your own research, but look to get in. I've talked about Drip and Animal Farm. The Animal Farm launches also on October 18th, another very busy day. This is going to be the biggest thing in DeFi. So you may want to look at animalfarm.app, do your own research, but you might want to get a piece of the action because this is going to be popping when that goes live. Zen. As you know, in my prior videos, I did participate in Zen. It was launched on the Binance Smart Chain yesterday for me. I'm not sure when for you. I threw a couple wallets at it. The price of gas on Binance Smart Chain is so cheap that I threw a couple wallets at it just in case. Again, I bring it up because I don't know if this is going to be successful or not, but I think that others may build on top of it, just like how Hedron and Icosa were built on top of Hex. Anyone, there could be some entity or the founder, this Jack Levin guy, they could be building on top of it, and this could be the very first phase of more things to come. So that's why I just feel, I'm not saying I'm for or against it, but just I got nothing to lose by spending a little bit of BNB, 30 cents or whatever, to fund up a couple of wallets and sit and wait and see what happens with this. If it turns out to be nothing, then I lost a little bit in gas money. If it turns out to be prosperous, then at least I had some wallets going and I got some skin in the game. I've mentioned Hedron before, and I just want to point out, Hedron, Sunday, November 13th, could be a big payday because that's when all of the hex stakes that are in default, which I'm not going to explain right now, I've explained it earlier, are going to be in default, and they're going to come due for auction, which is going to generate a big giant Hedron burn because you bid with Hedron, which is going to generate a big yield if you have Hedron staked. All I'm saying is just get your Hedron staked before November 13th because from November 13th, those first few days after that, the yield, if you're staked, is going to be really, really nice. And then this whole same thing could start all over again 90 days from then if people go through the same process, which again, watch prior videos on how that works, but the same process could start all over again, and there could be another big payday 90 days from then. For right now, get your Hedron staked by Sunday, November 13th. Those are the things I wanted to touch on today. I thought that was a lot of news. I think I zipped through it pretty quick. Thanks for tuning in. Please be sure to like. It really helps my channel grow. Give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed before, because I'm going to continue to do these news updates every couple of days on things that I feel is most important that you would want to know about. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for participating. Good luck with everything until the next time.